Anime Dimensions has almost too many raid characters, and as a newer player, it can be hard to decide which one is the best to grind for. So in this video, I will be ranking every raid character from the first ever raid character all the way up to Infinity Gojo, mainly because I don't have Luffy or Esper yet. Here's a couple notes for this video. First, the characters in this list are only the ones that are or were obtainable through the boss raid mode, whether that be the boss raid, shop, or the actual raids. Second, the rankings are based on overall usage across most modes. The more modes a character can be used in, the better. Obviously, damage is going to be a factor in this, however. Third, this is my list. You may not agree with everything, and that's fine. This is the beauty of life, you know? Variety! And fourth, if there are any more raid characters that are added later, I'll update this list during either the new character overview video that I make, or the same character's event overview video. So keep an eye out for those. Starting off, we have Rengoku. This character was the first ever raid character that was introduced into the game. Rengoku's attacks all do good damage with some attacks that linger. Rengoku was also previously in the meta as a Dimensions main and stayed in the meta as an assist for both boss raids and boss rush. He's still a great character for both of those purposes, but has since fallen off the meta due to better characters being released. So with that being said, I'm going to put the funny Flame Hashira in the A tier. Next, we have the Sweaty Gamer, Kirito. This character is the second ever raid and raid character that was introduced into Anime Dimensions. Kirito's attacks are all AoE based with some fast cooldowns on every single one of them. Kirito remained in the meta for being a Dimension main character for a good long while until he fell off with the release of Kokushibo and possibly Ryuko. Kirito is still a good character by all means for Dimensions, but that's basically the only mode that he is straight up good on. He's kinda mid for the raid, rush, and time challenge, while also being kinda mid as an assist. Putting all of those factors into consideration, Kirito is going to go into the B tier. Next, we have the first ever limited raid character on this list, which also happens to be the third ever raid character. This character is Witch Megumi. Witch Megumi is a character that players could obtain during the 2021 Halloween event and was available for a while. This character, who is now unfortunately unobtainable, features Halloween attacks that all have massive areas of effect, while also doing a bunch of ticks of damage. Witch Megumi was the meta time challenge main when she was introduced, and she retains that position even today. And even if she isn't being used in time challenge, she still has a bunch of other uses in other modes. She's a great assist for infinite mode, and she recently has been thrown into the assist game for Dimensions as well, specifically for the newly added Slime Dimension due to her ultimate, which is why I am putting her in the S rank. Next, we have a character from an anime that I've seen quite a few times, but still can't seem to finish. Ice Queen Esdeath from Akame ga Kill. Ice Queen Esdeath is a character that was only obtainable during the 2021 Christmas event. This character has 4 attacks that have some good AoE and many ticks of damage. Her abilities also have some fast cooldowns, and she is one of the better raids in the game, while also being the second ever limited raid character. There's just one problem. She's kinda mid. While she does many ticks of damage and possesses abilities with some good AoEs and also some good cooldowns, she doesn't do too much damage amongst all of that. I mean, sure, if you don't have any other raid characters, she isn't a bad choice for a main. But there are so many other characters that can do what she can do, but better. So she gets to go to the B tier. Next, we have Levi Ackerman. Levi's raid is the Monkey Titan raid and is the 5th ever raid to be added, I think. It was either the Esdeath raid or the Monkey raid, one of the two. Either way, this character is one of the 3 raid characters that is available for obtaining at any time, with Rengoku and Kirito being the other 2 permanently available raid characters. Oh, okay, if you're discounting Katakuri and Naruto 6 Pass, but whatever. Levi's ability kit is very similar to Kirito's kit, but with an added sub-attribute on his 3 ability, which grants him an added movement boost. There really isn't much to say about this guy. Fast attacks, a lot of AoE, and overall a strong main for Dimensions. The only difference between Kirito and Levi is the fact that Levi actually does more damage than Kirito. So Levi is going to go into the A tier. Next, we have Yorichi. This character was obtainable only in the 2022 New Year's event and is basically a stronger version of Rengoku in some ways. His attacks have low cooldowns along with some good AoE. His kit is pretty versatile, and he is a character that can be used for basically anything. He can be used as a main for Dimensions and as an assist for Time Challenge. He's also seen some love as a meta assist for boss raid here a few updates ago, since the Combat Titan raid character, more on him later, could Kurumi cycle and do an absolutely insane amount of damage. Sadly, this little exploit has been fixed, but he still isn't a bad choice for a character in many different modes. With that in mind, I will give Yorichi A tier as well. Next, we have Demon Lord Rimeru. This character is a stronger variant of the Rimeru character and was only obtainable through the Demon Lord Rimeru raid during the 2022 Valentine's Day event. This character has 4 abilities that are all kinda okay. They have lower cooldowns, and there is even a sub-attribute on his 3rd ability that heals the player. Rimeru is a fun character that can be used to mess around with. He's even better than some gem characters. But the only endgame use that he really has is as a time challenge assist. So sadly, Demon Lord Rimeru is a mid-tier character, and I'm gonna have to put him on the D tier since he is outperformed by a lot of other characters. I'm sorry, Rimeru. Next, we have the Combat Titan, Eren Yeager. This character was available during the Attack on Titan event in the 2022, and is no longer obtainable outside of the Shadow Token shop. This character is like Nezuko, Killua, and Kaneki since they all have abilities that remove cooldowns on other abilities for a short period of time. The only thing that differentiates the Combat Titan from other characters is the fact that his cooldown reduction ability lasts for a whopping 6 seconds. This character is an absolute spam master, even more than Gilgachad himself. And if you combine him with the Kurumi pet, you can almost attack non-stop. You still are going to have some downtime with him, but it's really not that much. So if you don't have Nezuko or Sung Jin-woo, then Eren is the best main for raids. As for other modes, he's alright in Dimensions since his 3 ability gives him a speed boost, and he is also an absolutely amazing alternative to Witch Megumin in the event you don't have her either. So the Combat Titan gets an easy S tier. Phenomenal character and tons of fun to use. Hey, what do you think of the list so far? If you like it, then make sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on any future videos. And also, why not consider becoming a member? But anyways, for the final droppable raid character, we have Infinity Gojo. Infinity Gojo is a character that was only obtainable during the 2022 Jujutsu Kaisen event. He has 4 abilities that are similar to characters like Nezuko and the Combat Titan, albeit just a little bit slower. Gojo's ultimate is the ability that removes cooldowns from both the 1st and 2nd abilities, while also giving him iframes and a movement speed boost. This sounds like he'd be better than all of the other spammy characters, right? Well, he kinda is if we're talking about the lower tier characters, but he's also outclassed by a few other characters. See, while Infinity Gojo can spam, his damage isn't nearly as good as the Combat Titan or Nezuko. The major downside to Gojo is his base cooldowns and how much damage you do with said abilities. His ultimate has a 60-second base cooldown, with his 1 and 2 abilities having an 8-second base cooldown. So, with these factors being said, I'm going to put Gojo at the B tier, because he's not really a bad character. He's just not as good as some others. Now I'm going to talk about the 2 raid characters that are only obtainable through the raid shop, Katakuri and Naruto 6 Paths, starting with Charlotte. Katakuri, is one of the 2 raid characters that are only obtainable through the raid shop for 3,600 raid tokens. He has 4 abilities that are all very spammy, and he has an ability that can remove cooldowns for a short period of time. Katakuri is like several other characters on this list, most notably Infinity Gojo, but just a little bit more versatile. His 1 ability is a secondary dash, which is good for Dimensions. And as I said earlier, his ultimate removes cooldowns on all of his abilities, which is pretty good for raids as well. The thing is, he is outperformed by a lot of other characters in those same game modes. So I'm going to put the funny Mochi Mochi Man in the B tier, since his damage is kinda mid. Next, we have Naruto 6 Paths. This character is the 2nd character that is only obtainable in the raid shop for 3,600 tokens. Naruto 6 Paths has 4 abilities, 3 of which are AoE based abilities, with his 4th ability, or his ultimate, being kind of a projectile based AoE ability. Naruto 6 Paths is a good boss killer, similar to characters like regular Gojo and Genos. He's just much better than the 2 of those characters specifically. Naruto 6 Paths has been used in Dimension speedrunning, mainly the Ghoul and Fate dimensions, and has also seen some use in Time Challenge as an assist, since his assist cooldown is faster than that of both Gilgachad and Broly's assists. So I'm going to put Naruto 6 Paths at A tier, since he's also kind of fun to use. Now that you know about most of the boss raid characters, why don't you go learn how to get more rewards in the raid? This video right here will teach you how to do it, so go watch it, and fill your noggin with more information about Anime Dimension.